Hi, so now I'm going to finish the chapter in this video with starting with vision, mission, and values. You've probably talked about those in a class, principles of management or etc. Other classes that if you took an ethics class, you've probably talked about it as well. But what we're going to talk about in the context of strategy and strategic management at a high level is the importance of it within the context of an organization's strategic plan. So we have to we start by analyzing external environment, what's going on around us. What is our internal organization? What are our core competencies, our resources, our capabilities, and what are we not good at? Don't forget the what are we not good at. We look at our relationship with our stakeholders and all of that information. Then we got to start with all that to really say, here's our vision, our mission, and our values, because too often someone that starts a company will start with those three things because they think there are pages on a website that are important, or they're the pages in a strategic plan that they need to fill in. But it's really got to start. It's really got to be an outcome of all of that other research that you do, if it's done well. So vision is a picture of what we want to be, and in broad terms, what we want to achieve. So this is looking at the whole industry and our organization. Who are we? Where do we fit? And what do we want to be? It should be a pretty short, concise vision statement. It stretches, it challenges people. It's developed by everyone in the organization. If you do it well, you ask employees what they think and you create it. It's consistent, points the firm in the direction of where it would like to be in years to come. A mission specifies the businesses in which the firm intends to compete and the customers. So a mission is more concrete than a vision. A vision is kind of big picture goal. This is where we want to be. You should establish an individual persona and personality in the vision, in the mission. It's who are we, and it should be inspiring. Can be really short, and in fact, short is better. It's really developed more effectively when it's connected to our organization's sense of, I want to say, values or ethics. And so it tells us kind of who we are, what we intend to be. The values of the organization really should matter when you make and implement strategic decisions in an organization, because it guides us what's rewarded and reinforced. If the core values of the organization are really incorporated into things like performance evaluations, or things like how we measure success, or we hold employees accountable to those values. Many times, the values are just placed on the website. People don't know where they are. They don't know how to find them. And what's really important, and so they're just kind of words on a page. But when they impact an organization, they actually give employees guidance on how to make decisions, and can be really powerful. Strategic leaders are the people at the high level of the organization making decisions. I kind of talked about that already. It's really defining, they really define the culture of an organization through their decisions. People watch and they follow. So strategic leaders different. It's not about tasks. It's about metrics and big picture and relationships and growing the organization, looking out 10 years. It's looking innovatively and creatively and thinking, if we're going to be X, then what do we have to do before we could get there? That's a really short recap of strategic leadership, which we'll go into deeper at the very end of the course. And then the process of strategic and management is really this really kind of rational approach to achieving those above average returns. So we look at a competitor analysis. It's just kind of a recap of what I just talked about in these videos. But we're looking at the future and today and internally and externally, and we're pulling all that together to say, okay, what does the analysis tell us? What does what are the inputs and the strategies we want to develop? And then how are we going to measure them? And how are we going to make sure that they are important part of decision-making in the organization. So I will just close by sharing that one of the more effective organizations I've worked with in strategic planning was when the board said, we want to hear what our employees think. They're on the front lines. They know what the customers need and what the industry is asking for. They know what our regulations are because some of them are having to, make sure we meet those objectives. So let's start with asking our employees what they think. So I did a huge survey with 150 employees, and they got to just really share. We did some small group focus groups and say, what do you think? We pull all that data together. I distributed that up to the executive team and the board. Then I worked through a full day and a half of looking through that data and saying, okay, this is where we're going to go for the next 3 years. They did a 3-year strategic plan. And when they developed those high level goals, then the executive team went back and said, okay, here are the high level objectives, and here are the goals under those. And when they did that, then they had this really inclusive plan. And so then what happened was the employees were asked to identify within their work, where do you fit and what do you want to develop next? So we did some action learning teams where we took each of the maybe 5 goals and spent a couple of months to say, what can we do to achieve this? What do we need to know? What are the unanswered questions? What could we do? Some things we changed really fast. Sometimes an employee that was completely outside of that arena or that area of the organization, they got the opportunity to join that conversation, because we know that across an organization, there are different perspectives. And if we keep people in those boxes, we lose, because they have insights, perspectives that we gain when we pull people in. So then we defined those, and then it was really this kind of bottom up and top down approach to meeting their strategic plan, defining it and then meeting it. So that is the first week worth of strategic management videos. So if you have any questions, let me know.